As we begin this new day, let us place ourselves in the presence of God. We will start with a prayer song, after which I request Dr. John Samuel, Assistant Professor of Physics, to lead us in prayer.
Christine, kindly wait.
Yes, ma'am.
Standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, I'm standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of Christ, my King. Through eternal ages, let His praises ring. Glory in the highest, I will shout and sing. Standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, I'm standing on the promises of God.
Standing on the promises that cannot fail, when the howling storms of doubt and fear assail. By the living word of God I shall prevail. Standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, I'm standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises I cannot fall. Listening every moment to the Spirit's call. Resting in my Savior as my all in all. Standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, I'm standing on the promises of God. Standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, I'm standing on the promises of God.
Gracious and Almighty God, we thank you for bringing us together today for this FDP on AI tools. We are grateful for the gift of knowledge, wisdom, and innovation that allows us to grow as educators and lifelong learners. As we begin this session, we ask for your direction and wisdom. Bless our minds with clarity, our hearts with openness, and our efforts with purpose. According to James 1:5, you are the provider of wisdom. Help us to use the technology wisely, ethically, and creatively for the betterment of our students and society, and help us to be responsive. Grant a resource person insight and confidence as he shares his expertise. Bless every participant with enthusiasm and understanding so that what we gain today may strengthen our teaching and inspire our institution. Bless the organizers of this event and management of our Bishop Heber College. Oh God, make this program fruitful, collaborative, and forward-looking. We place all our plans and learning in your mighty hands. I offer this prayer in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. John Samuel. As we move forward, let us briefly reflect on yesterday's enriching session. We had with us Dr. Helen Joy, Director, Center for Artificial Intelligence, Christ University, Bangalore, who spoke on the topic AI tools for collaboration and communication for faculty. This session introduced us to several impactful AI tools such as Napkin, Notebook LM, Claude, and Slido, demonstrating how these tools can be effectively used to enhance collaboration, communication, and interactivity in classroom and academic setting. So, building on that strong foundation, we are truly eager to continue this learning journey today. Day 2 session will be handled by Dr. Shanti S., Research Coordinator, Department of Computer Science, Christ University, Bangalore, who will be guiding us on the topic AI tools for teaching and planning. At this juncture, I request Dr. Violet Dayabaran, Dean of Sciences and the Head of the Department of Chemistry, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you. Distinguished guest, the resource person, esteemed principal, esteemed deans and heads and coordinators, the organizing team members, Dean of Arts, Dr. Shobana, associate deans, dear faculty members, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to you all to this faculty development program on AI tools for teaching and planning. I'm truly delighted to see you, such an enthusiastic gathering of Heber family who are committed to continuous learning and academic excellence. We are living in a transforming world where artificial intelligence is redefining the way we teach, plan, assess, and engage with learners. As educators, it is our responsibility not only to keep pace with these advancements, but also thoughtfully integrate them into our teaching practices for the benefit of our students and institutions. This program has been thoughtfully designed by the Deanery of Academics to empower all faculty members with practical AI tools that can enhance lesson planning, instructional delivery, assessment strategy, and professional productivity. At this juncture, I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude to the management, especially the principal, for their constant encouragement and unwavering support in organizing such a wonderful academic event. I'm sure that this program would be highly useful to all of us and inspire us to explore new dimension in teaching and learning. We are highly honored to have such a wonderful esteemed resource person today from the Department of Computer Science, Christ University, Bangalore, whose expertise and experience in the field of AI and education are truly commendable. We are confident that the insights shared today will not only broadening our understanding, but also motivate us to adopt AI tools meaningfully and ethically in our academic practices. On behalf of the entire institution and on behalf of Deanery of Academics, I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you and sincere thanks to you for sparing your valuable time to guide us. Dear faculty members, this program is an excellent opportunity for us to learn, unlearn, and relearn, to collaborate and to prepare ourselves for the evolving educational landscape. I encourage everyone to actively participate, ask questions, and make the most of this enriching experience. Once again, I warmly welcome the resource person and all the participants to this FDP program. I hope this will be wonderful experience to every one of you. Hearty welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm welcome. We look forward to gaining deeper insights into how AI can support educators in designing, planning, and delivering effective teaching. I now invite Dr. A. Josephine Prabha, Associate Dean of Sciences, to introduce to us the esteemed resource person of the day.
A very pleasant evening to all of you. It gives me immense joy to introduce a very eminent resource person of the day, Dr. S. Shanti, Assistant Professor from the Christ University, Bangalore. He also serves as Research Coordinator for the undergraduate students. Hailing from Andhra Pradesh, he completed both his master's and doctoral research from Pondicherry University, where he developed a strong foundation in statistics, computing, and research methodology. His research focus includes information security and machine learning, with an emphasis on applying analytical and computational techniques to real-world security and data-driven problems. His subjects of interest are cybersecurity, mobile application development, programming languages, and cyber forensics. He is known for his concept-oriented, example-driven teaching approach, which integrates theory with practical laboratory work and real-time case studies. He is actively involved in academic planning, research coordination, and the mentoring of undergraduate students. As a UG research coordinator, he has successfully guided and coordinated undergraduate research activities across BCA and BSc programs. Under his mentorship and coordination, over 220 undergraduate students have submitted or presented their research work in Scopus indexed peer-reviewed journals, conferences, and edited book chapters. This reflects his strong commitment in cultivating a strong research culture and enhancing academic writing skills at the undergraduate level itself. He is keenly interested in exploring and adopting emerging tools for teaching and learning. He actively integrates AI-oriented platforms, digital tools, and innovative pedagogical practices to enhance student engagement, strengthen conceptual understanding, and promote practical skill development. Beyond teaching, Dr. S. Shanti contributes to curriculum design, academic content development, and research writing. He continues to mentor student projects and foster research-oriented thinking with a particular focus on cybersecurity and machine learning. It's a great honor to learn tools from such an eminent teacher and researcher. My request to you, sir, to enlighten us on AI tools for teaching and planning. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction, ma'am. So my sincere gratitude towards the principal, the organizing committee, the faculty members, dean, associate dean, everyone for inviting me for this FDP on AI tools. So today I'll be exploring. So what are the tools that are available that we can use for teaching and learning? So without further delay, I'll start with my presentation. So let me share the screen. So I hope everyone can able to see the screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So before me starting with this particular session, so I would just wanted to know from the faculties that what are the tools that they used so far for their regular class engagement and for preparing materials. So if we can drop that in the message, so based on that I can start the session. So it would be helpful. So I got one response: Kahoot, Mentimeter, Vagrant, ChatGPT, Kahoot, Mentimeter, Gamma, Kahoot, Slido, Rocks, ChatGPT, Gemini, Napkin, Notebook LM, Cloudy, Gemini, Nearpod, Kahoot, Copilot, Paperpal, Kahoot. Research Rabbit, Moodle, Fine. Thank you, faculties, for your replies. So I'm so happy that faculties are using so many AI tools for their engagement. So in today's session, so I'll be focusing. I'll just start with the introduction. So how these AI tools are actually used for teaching. So since there are multiple faculties with good expertise are there in the session, so when compared to them, I was not that expert. So whatever that I used to do in my regular classes, so what tools I'm using, so what approach that I used to follow, I'll be focusing on that. So if any of the tools that are helpful for the faculties, so that will be pretty much helpful, and I'm so happy for that. So I actually divided whatever the tools that I'm going to demonstrate today. I just divided into multiple sectors. Like, so what are the tools that can be used for creating the content? So what tools can be used for presentation and slide creation? So what tools can be used for generating images? So what tools can be used for video or avatar based teaching? So tools for audio and podcast related. So for note taking and academic research, what are the tools are available for engaging the students in the classroom? So what kind of tools can be used? So these are the broad sectors where the complete tools have been segregated. So these are the possible tools which we can use. So most of the tools that we already explored. So that's the reason we're just mentioning about these tools here. So these are the good tools which can be used for teaching and learning. So I'm not going to demonstrate all the tools here. So I will be taking selected tools which can be demonstrated during the session. So rest of them, so the faculties can explore and they can learn from that. So we'll be available. So at any point of time, if I have any difficulty, so will help us in guiding with that tools. So since time constraint, so I'll be focusing. So mainly, instead of me telling like these tools can be used for creating slides, this tool can be used for generating content. So instead of that, so my plan of action is like I will go with the flow, like how. So if I want to take a particular topic, for example, in cybersecurity, if I want to take a topic, right? So how I will actually try to collect the ideas, how will I generate the content, how I'll create my PPTs, or how I'm going to present those content to the students. The workflow which I used to follow, the same thing I try to convey here. So with the help of these tools, so that you will also understand how these tools and when these tools are actually coming into picture and what is the role of these tools in ease our preparation process. So a simple introduction of why we use AI tools in teaching. So the main idea is to reduce the time spent on a repeated task, so improve the quality, support personalized and interactive learning, assist in research and academic documentations. These are the core functionalities why we integrate AI into our teaching and learning. So one is for preparation of content, designing presentations, creating videos, managing notes, improving interactions. So as I already mentioned, so the entire tools has been clustered into multiple segments, like so AI tools for creating for teaching content. So here what we should do, so when you have a syllabus of 5 units, so which topic should be covered in which way. So for creating that subject plan or the class plan, so with examples, so with additional questions for the students to make sure whether the students understand the concept better or not. So for that, mainly we use this ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, and Julius.ai. This I will explore at the last. So this tool is actually used for analysis. So if we have an Excel sheet or if you want to do some kind of data analysis, this Julius.ai will come into picture. So every time it is not possible for us in the current scenario to go and talk to the statistician to get analysis of certain data, right? So every now and then we used to collect the feedbacks from the students. We used to analyze whether whatever the new thing that we introduce in the classroom, whether it is working better or not. So when you use a new pedagogy or andragogy in the class, so what is the impact that this particular andragogy or pedagogy has created? So to analyze that, we used to collect the feedback from the students, right? So every time it is not possible for us to go for some statistician, ask their help to analyze this. So instead, we can use this Julius.ai. So where it is an interactive platform, we upload the data that we have and we'll ask queries. Based on the queries, it will generate either the refined summary of the document or the graphs or the analysis or the count, whatever it is. Based on our request, it will provide the content. So we'll explore at the last. So this is the first category. The second category will be focusing on what are the tools available for creating presentation and slide content. Initially, I will take a draft from ChatGPT or any other AI tools like Perplexity, like what contents needs to be included in my slides. Once we got the content, we can give that content to these tools to generate instant PowerPoint presentations. So for that, we can use Canva, Gamma app. Is even many of the faculties here in the session are using this Gamma app, and we have something called Magic School. So I will take one from this and I'll show how it can be used. And then AI tools for image and visual content creation. So every time when we go to the class with the content, right? So now for the Gen Z, so they are more like visual learners. The more images and the more video or gamification content for them, the more interest we can gain from the students. That's the reason introducing such kind of platforms, instead of putting the text in the plain format, we'll convert the text into some sort of images, so which grabs the attention of the students. So better way of conveying the content. So here we have something called Playground.ai, Midjourney, Undesign, Leonardo.ai, Runway. So we explore few from this sector. So AI tools for video and avatar based teaching. So this particular sector, there are certain tools that are available where we can give our script. So, and we can share our images. So with that, this AI tool will generate a replica of our avatar, where the content that you have been given to that AI will be delivered as you delivering the content. So the main drawback with the current available tools are, so most of the open source tools that are available are not that good when it comes to video generation, right? So how we can use this particular sector for teaching is like, when I teach a concept in the classroom, when I give an assignment to the students, I'll ask the students to use these kind of tools to submit their assignment over there and ask them to generate a avatar based presentation, like an assignment, so that based on how good they are in generating and presenting the content, we can give the marks. This is like a different way of actually assessing student assignment. Instead of asking them to submit 5 to 6 pages of document, this will be a better way of utilizing. These AI tools in this particular category will be mainly useful for student instead of faculties. Next, for AI tools for audio and podcast creation, for that, what are the tools available? So we'll also try to explore few. AI tools for note taking and academic research. So this will actually help us to organize the lecture notes, so maintain research ideas or the class ideas, so support academic writing and collaboration. So in this, I'll be mainly focusing on this Obsidian, Overleaf, and Napkin.ai. These are the 3 tools I'm going to explore. So you can explore this Notion.ai. This Notion.ai and this Obsidian, both of our note taking and organizing our content in a systematic manner. So since I'm pretty much familiar with this Obsidian, I'll be exploring and I'll be showing demonstration for this Obsidian tool. So I'll be very quick with this theory. So instead of, so even by the end of the session, I'll be sharing this PPT so that you can also see the points. The main idea is like how we can use these tools in our classroom. So my focus will be more on demonstration. So that's why I'm just a bit quick in the beginning. So next category is for classroom engagement. So for classroom engagement, so there are tools like ClassPoint, Grouper, School, so TLDC. I'll be mainly using this Flippity.net, which is a very good tool. It is an open source tool. So it works very well for me in the classroom. So there are so many options that we can explore in Flippity.net. Every day when I used to go for class, I used to use this wheel of names. So where I used to ask a few questions from the previous topic so that students will also try to recollect what we have discussed in the class. So along with that wheel of names, so grouping the students, giving some extra gamification based task for the students, everything can be done customized in one single tool. So I'll show that Flippity.net how we can use that Flippity.net in our classroom. So main advantage of using these AI tools, it will save our time because so many repeated tasks can be automated. Like so in yesterday's session, I think Helen Mom was highlighting about this gem creation in Gemini, where if I want to create class material for cybersecurity related topics, right, I can create a gem in which I will explain. So what are the things required for that particular subject? For example, I need a definition of the particular topic. I want to show how this particular topic works and why it is actually important with an example and some images. If this is my requirements for all the topics that I'm going to cover in cybersecurity, then for this alone, I can create a gem. So every time I don't want to give a prompt saying a lengthy prompt saying that, so assume that you are a experienced teacher who is actually teaching cybersecurity. So now I'm going to give a topic in which you have to convey the concept to the students in a much more simpler and easier way by adding more examples. These things can be simplified, and we can only give the topic by seeing the topic. It will generate the content based on the instructions that we already given to the gem. So that is one best thing. So next, it improves the quality because it refers multiple documents, multiple resources, multiple books. So to give the confined content. So that is one advantage. So enhances engagement. So with these tools, we can able to interact with the students in much more better way. Supports inclusively with a personalized learning. So we can customize what you want. That can be done with these AI tools. Accessibility is one big advantage. So it also increases the productivity. So, so when it comes to the workflow, so what I used to do, first I'll have these plain ideas, how I'm going to teach this particular topic. And then I'll try to prepare the content for that particular topic, right? So by using the tools, and then I'll try to convey the concept in the class by engaging the students with some kind of activity related to the topic, right? So after presenting, so supported documents, how I'm going to create, That is what the whole idea. Let me go back to that structure. So here, so at first I'm going to explore and show you Obsidian. This is actually not an AI tool, but Xmind is an AI tool. So I will show how this tool actually works. So the main purpose of this Obsidian tool is to link our thinking, right? So this is a one place repository where we can keep all our notes organized in a proper manner. So as you can see, I just structured all my academics in this particular folder, where I has to have these subject-wide folders where I will dump all my subject-related materials here. Whenever I want to teach the same subject, I'll come here. I will try to refine the content of here. The main advantage by storing or creating notes in this particular Obsidian is we can have this interlinking between one concept to the other concept, one subject to the other subject. For example, so this is unit 4 where I'm going to discuss about fragments and menus, right? So if the same thing, if I want to use it in some other subject or some other concepts, what I can do simply, for example, I'm just going for unit number 2. So I'm just going to check this. So this is actually a markup language. Here you can see. So one hash, it is a main title. So if you have 2 hashes, then it will be a second heading. So if you want to put something in bold, you'll use 2 stars on both sides. So it's a very simple and easy language where whatever the notes that you're going to create in this Obsidian can also be viewed in a notepad, right? So to that extent, it is very simple. So assume that I want to link the document here. So if I use this 2 square brackets, it will show what are the documents that are available with respect to all the materials that I have in this particular Obsidian. So okay, if I want to connect with this unit 1, 2, 3 practicals, I can place it here. That means that will be included here. When I keep my cursor over here, I can see what are the materials that I have in here. So for example, so this is the material that I created for this particular topic, but I want to display this content also in this material. Then what you can do is simply, you can have one colon. So explanatory mark here, so that that notes instantly opens here. So as you can see, I will show this graph so that you will understand how my concepts are actually interconnected. So these are the different topics, different subjects, which are actually interlinked. And you can see, I created something called cybersecurity. So what are the concepts that I'm going to cover under cybersecurity will be here. Sometimes one topic will be connected to the topic. That means whatever the cyber threats that I'm going to discuss is actually linked to unit 1 content. So from unit 1, these are the contents that I'm going to explore. So sometimes there will be connection between, you can see here I'm discussing about cybersecurity defense mechanism, which is also related to cyber forensics. So since I'm teaching cyber forensics and cyber security both, now I can relate how these 2 subjects are connected. So all these connections, when you're preparing materials as separate PPTs or separate Word documents, so these connections cannot be established. So that is one good advantage. So where this particular Obsidian tool will work like a second brain. So whatever the research ideas that I have, what are the activities that I'm planning for students, whatever the subject materials that I'm going to prepare, everything I can able to dump here. So one more advantages of why I'm actually using this Obsidian for note taking is, so let me go back to ChatGPT. So for example, if I want to create some material, right? So I want the Cyber Forensics tools. I'm just giving some random topic. Since I'm working on that, I'm just giving that. So this is how it is actually generating the content. So whatever the content that has been generated in these AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity will be in the form of markup language. That is one big advantage where whatever the content that has been displayed here, I can simply copy from here and I can directly paste it in my Obsidian, right? So when I want to use the same content in PowerPoint presentation, what I'm doing, right? I'll create this slide content. I'll take that content one by one. I'll just pasting it in the Google slides or the PowerPoint presentation, and I have to change the font. I have to change the color. This is one way. Or else I'll take this content and I'll give it to the AI tools, and it will convert this content into slides. That is one way, a smart way of doing it. But when we're sharing the materials to the student, right? So for class presentation, PPT works fine. But when the student want to prepare for the same, right? So he need more detailed content. For that, again, we have to prepare a detailed material and we have to share it. Instead, what I used to do in my class, right? So once I generate the content from here, I will just do some refinement, whichever the content is required for me, I will take. The rest I will skip. I'll just simply copy from here. I'll go here, right? Since it is forensics, we'll go to the respective subject. So I just create one note, new note. Give the title, forensics. I'll simply copy the content. So no changes required. Whatever the images that are generated from the ChatGPT, whatever the content generated, everything will be reflected in our Obsidian in a perfectly aligned manner. So directly we can take this for student presentation. So if I want to share this material to the student, right? So I can simply go here, export these particular details as PDF, click here, and this PDF can be shared with the students. So very simple and easy way of creating the material. The same thing can be used as material for the students, and you can also use the same thing for class presentation. So this is how I used to present my content to the students. This is one thing. So at the beginning of any lecture, so maybe a beginning of the class, right? We used to have an overview of all the 5 units. Like, for example, if I'm teaching cybersecurity, what are the 5 units that we have in cybersecurity? What will be covered in Unit 1? What will be covered in Unit 2? So that overview, right? That mind map, if I want to demonstrate the same, right? So if we, instead of showing it in the, what to say, in that syllabus, so what we can do is we can use a tool called XMind, where it will create a mind map of the content that you are going to deliver. So I will take some existing examples for your understanding. So let me take this. So this is the mind map of a topic. So here you can see here. So preventing systems. So for intrusion detection and intrusion prevention. So I'm just going to discuss about the topic. I can give an overview saying that, so this is the complete mind map of what I'm going to discuss for today's lecture. So what are the topics that we have and what are the contents that I'm going to cover? Everything will be here. So in introduction, what are the content that I'm going to cover will be mentioned here. So when I want to cover this known enemies, the content will be here. So when I want to, so one advantage with this XMind is, so when you want to create the content, right? So it is very easy here. So let me create one new file. So here at the bottom, you can see you have something called outliner. When you click on this outliner, right? So this is what. So we have main topic. Topic name is topic 1. So where I'm going to have subtopic called subtopic 1. So inside this subtopic, I'll be having subtopic subtopic 1. So likewise, you can simply type the content, and when you come to the mind map, so the mind map will be created. So here we are not going to spend any time in creating the mind map. We'll simply drop the outliner here. This outliner is something like either we can type or we can copy paste from the resources and we can paste it here. It will create a wonderful mind map, right? From the mind map, what is the one more advantage that we have? So if I want to explain this as a presentation for the students, right, you can click on the main topic. Here we have an option called pitch. When I click on this pitch, the entire mind map will be converted as a PowerPoint presentation. So I can simply present it. So with animation, with the visual effects, it will show. So in prevention system intrusion, I have introduction. In introduction, I have like what is a hacker, what is a problem, what is a cracker. All this content I can able to present it. The same one single outliner that I created can be converted as a mind map. The mind map can be converted as a class presentation. And if you want to share this with the students, so we have a bunch of options here. So either I can share this as an image to the students. If I select a PDF, I can share this mind map as a PDF for the students, or else the outliner. Outliner is nothing but the material. So material I can share with the students, or else I can share it as a PowerPoint presentation. Let me click on this PowerPoint presentation. See, in no time we created a PowerPoint presentation on prevention system intrusion. You can go through the slides. The complete notes will be converted as with whatever the images that we included, everything can be converted as a PowerPoint presentation. The same thing we can give it as a notes also. That means whatever the outliner that we created by using Xmind can be used for class presentation, can be used as a mind map, can be used as a notes, and can be used as a PowerPoint presentation. So one content for multiple uses. So these are the two ways how I dump the content and deliver the content to the students. So once we are out from this particular thing, right? So let me go for the other tools here. So I have something called Magic School and ChatGPT. You all know how to use ChatGPT. So instead I will go for this Magic School and I will show how this magic tool actually works. Yes. So for using this Magic School, you want to create this free account where you have to either you can use your Google credentials or you can create an account. So one good advantage with this Magic School is, so once you are here, there are a bunch of AI tools integrated together in this one particular application. So based on the need, you can able to generate anything from this particular application. So here you can see, here you have an AI assistant where you can interact with that particular AI assistant. So for tool recommendation, if I want some tools for video generation, right, I can use this particular link where I can give a prompt and it will give the suggestions which are the tools that you can use for that particular category. So let us explore here. We'll see one by one. So grade level. So let us select university student. So I'm an educator. So I'm an educator teaching cybersecurity for students. Now I want some AI tools which helps the students to generate mind maps. So what this particular tool does is, so it will recommend. So if I want to give an assignment to the students in which they are going to generate a mind map of a given topic. For that, so what are the tools available? So for educators, tool recommendations. These are the tools: presentation generator, multiple choice assessment, lesson plan. These are the tools for the given context. So likewise, whatever the prompt that we are going to give, for that it will show the recommended tools. So this is one option that we have here. When we go back to the tools again, so here, so we have something called image generator. So let us explore this. I'll try to explore few, so the rest you can try. So by end of the session, I'll be sharing this PPT. Along with that, I will share all the AI tools that I'm going to explore here. I'll share the links so that you can start exploring that. So I'm using this generate image option, where I'm going to give a prompt. For that prompt, it will generate the image. Right? For example, I want an image for researchers working in a lab and analyzing forensic data. When I click on this generate, either we can use our Google credentials, or else we have to sorry continue with Google. So I'm just using different Gmail account. That's the reason it was asking for the login. Now it is actually trying to generate the images. So you can see here. So when you are teaching a specific subject, so in that particular subject, if you want to generate images to that particular subject, right? So here you can use this tool to generate a custom images which will be suitable to the topic that you are discussing in the class. So which will have a more relevance to the students, and it will also make some sense, right? So the same image, if you want to have it in a different context, like here, so digital art form, if you want something like that, or else if you want something like neon, so you can select, so that these images will be converted in that format. So this is very, very useful to Magic School, where you'll be having, see, the same image has converted into neon colors. So it's again depends upon what is actually required for you. So let me close it here. I'll come back to this tool. So if you want to generate some worksheet for the students for assessment, that you can do. So if you want to rewrite some content, you can use this tool. So for writing feedbacks, for lesson plan, if you want to generate a lesson plan for certain topics, you can use the tool. So for presentation generator, if you want to generate the content, so this is like one place where multiple AI tools can be integrated based on the needs that you have. You can use it. So academic content generation, for that you have some tools. So YouTube video questions, you have something. For rubric generator, if you are giving some question for their CAE or ESC component, if you want to generate a relevant rubrics, right? So you can use this particular category for generating the rubrics. So text translator you have. So unit plan generator, unit wise, if you want to generate a planner, how you're going to execute that particular topics in the classroom, that also you can generate from here. So a lot of options here. So I kindly request all the faculty members, spend some time on this particular Magic School, so that so Instead of like exploring multiple tools and going back to the students, at first take one or two tools, explore them completely, try all the possible ways before going to the class itself, and then try to convey the same to the students. So you will also have what are the possible ways this particular tool can work better, in which way it won't work better. So if you have that clarity when you're going for the class, it will be very easy for conveying the same with the students. If you want to create some survey creator, that also you can do. So this is the tool. Next, what we have under this category. So ChatGPT you already know. So I'm just going for the next category. So where we have this collaboration. So here I'll be exploring this flippity.net and I'll be showing this napkin.ai. Grouper is similar to this flippity.net, but I'm pretty much familiar with this flippity.net. I will explore and show that flippity.net, how I am using for this flippity.net in the classroom. So before going for this napkin, right, let me go for this flippity.net. So as you can see, I already created for my class. So let me take this one thing which I created for life science. So once I go to the class, I've used this flippity.net. I'll just simply click on this. And randomly it will pick one student. So I will ask a question. So initially the student might feel not that comfortable, but over the period, right, or maybe for the few classes, they will be adapted for this and they will be pretty much interested. They don't know like whose name will be coming for the next, right? They will definitely go through the concepts once again. And if their name comes, they have to answer, right? So this will actually create some kind of urgency with the students, saying that, okay, if I'm not reading the concept, I'm going to the class, then in front of all the classmates, it will be a shame for me. So at least for that sake, he will read. So this is one thing that we have. If you want to create groups in the classroom, and if you want to give some kind of debate or some kind of group activity, then simply go and click here. A group of 2, it will create automatically. Group of 4, group of 5, it will create instantly. If you feel like these groups are not okay, you can always shuffle the names. So if you want to create teams, if you want to create chart, you can create chart and you can show. If you want to call the students one by one, like a lineup. So if you click here, one by one student can be called. So these are the day-to-day activities that we can do. So beyond that, so what else that we have with this flippity.net? So we can see. One second. You can see here, if you want to create some flashcards, that can be done with this flippity.net. So normally, the very first thing that I used to do for going to the class at the beginning, before starting my lecture, what I used to do is, I used to use this crossword puzzle, right? So what I used to do, so I used to take some basic questions. So to know whether the students are actually aware about that particular subject or not, I will dump that here by using this. So you can see here. So this template, you click on that. So make a copy. So this is the template. Here I'll be having the words and here I'll be having an explanation. So I'll give a hint, I'll give a word. This they have to match it. We'll try to create for the same, right? So in the second sheet, we have something called so how we have to publish this and how we are going to generate the content, right? So let me keep this here. So once she publish your sheet. So click on the file, share and publish in the web. Once you publish this sheet in the web, right, one link will be generated here. By using that link, you can able to see the word puzzle that
Ma,
we're going to. Any doubts? I think one faculty has.
hospital, mission hospital wait பண்ணவா இல்ல நிக்கவா
Okay, let me continue. So file, when we share publish to the web, when you click on that, so publish. So here you got a link, right? Just copy the link. So it will take time. So we have to paste that link here in cell 3, paste it, click enter. And this link is what we are going to use it for the class. Just click here. So our crossword puzzle is ready. So I will take a printout of this particular document and I'll give it to the students. So based on the students' performance over here, I will decide whether I have to start the subject from the scratch with the very basics, or else I can skip certain basics concepts and I can start with the core concepts in the unit. So this I can do it in the beginning. At the same time, when you teach 1 or 2 units, right, from that we want to understand whether the students understand the concepts or not. In that also you can create word puzzles like this and you can share it with the students. So the students will definitely like this, because we restrict the students not to use internet. By using that hint, they have to find the right option. So they will be very much interested in solving such kind of puzzles. So this is one thing. So apart from this, one second, we have something called so if you want to create something like tournament where multiple groups we created in the class, from that we are actually filtering 1 by 1 team. For that also we can use this. So if you want to generate certificates, we can use this. If you want to show some progress indicator, for that we can use this flippity.net. So games, for gamification, we can use this flippity.net. There are a lot more options in flippity.net. So I personally use this flippity.net in every class at the beginning. So that's how we used to engage the students here. Like, so we have to reveal the correct options so that names will be highlighted, like Wordmaster. So this can be given. So this will work really fine for me. So next, I think yesterday itself, ma'am has highlighted about this napkin.ai. So the main advantage of using this napkin.ai is, so when you have a content, so which is having a kind of category or multiple bullet points, instead of projecting the bullet points, so what we can do simply is we can convert that bullet points to a diagram. So as you can see here, so this will take more points in my slide, right? So even students will not have that interest of reading and understanding those points. So what I did, I just took all the points. So this is the main topic. Under that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 headings. Under each heading I have 2 bullet points. Instead of projecting that content, I just give this content to napkin.ai and I'll convert this content into a wonderful diagram. So let me show this napkin.ai. So for the same presentation, whatever that I created, right? Initially, I had this rough outliner. Here you can see. So here you have an option called this current symbol, right? If you click on that, so that particular content will be analyzed and it will create a suitable diagram for the content that we have highlighted. So normally it will take some time to generate the content. So here you can see how the same content can be represented as a diagram. So these are the bunch of options. So you can click on this more so that it will show more number of options how this content can be delivered. If I select this one, right? So it will show. Yeah. Along with that, we have different themes. So now instead of putting these AI tools used for teachers, instead of these bullet points, we can convert this bullet points into a visual diagram, and these can be included in our slides so that our slides will look much more better. So this is the main purpose of this AI tools, that napkin.ai. Next, what we have here, magic tool. Next, for presentation, occasionally I use this Gamma or Gamma for creating this slide content. So most of the time I used to prefer creating my content. I will take content from these AI tools. I'll put it in this Obsidian because this is much more comfortable for me, because I don't need to do much changes. With less amount of time, I can able to generate content. I can give it to the students, and same thing can be shared with the students as PDF documents also. So where I had to put less efforts. So that's why I feel very much comfortable here. So if I want to do something for very professional purpose, for example, if I want to give a guest talk like this, or else if I want to share it for students as a recorded documents, in that case, instead of me putting here, what I used to do is, we have something called AI tool Overleaf, which is a latex based AI tool. So in which you can see it here. So this is an AI based, all my lab exercises, important presentations, I should do it in latex. So what are the outcome that we are going to get from the latex? We'll have this rich text format, and when you zoom in, right, for example, this is the image, right? When I generate an image, when I put it in this Overleaf, whatever the extent I go, right, it will never lose the quality. See, even this flowchart, I get it from napkin.ai. You can see there is no pixel break. Even the text I used to have in the other slides, we can see it will have this rich look. So for professional documentation or academic records, I use this latex. So earlier I used to code, I used to have this latex code, I used to type it and I used to do it. Now with the help of this AI tools, so whatever the content I prepared by using this AI, for example, so here I prepared this material, right? What I used to do is skip all the images and give the content in latex code. That's it. So it will convert the entire presentation into a latex code where I can simply copy the content and put it in this Overleaf. That simple. So I'll get a professional document. You can see the quality, how it is actually reflected. So let it generate the content. Meanwhile, I'll try to create a new document over here. New project. I'm going to create a blank project. So this is a demo project. To show. So this latex actually pretty much familiar with this mathematics and statistics faculties, because for all the equations, right, whatever the other tools that we use is not that good. So for professional documentations, all mathematics and statistics faculties, they use this latex for creating, even for research articles. Many of the reputed journals and Q&A journals, they used to ask to submit the research articles in the form of latex documents. So in such kind of scenario, see, my code is done, ready. I'll just simply copy the code, go back to this Overleaf, Control A, Control E, Control S, done. My document is ready. I no need to do any kind of formatting, alignment, nothing. Everything will come in a proper structure with headings and different font size heading, what font size it has to be there. So bullet points, how it has to display. The same thing, if you want to do it in the Word document, again, we have to do all the alignments, all the font sizes, we have to adjust. Nothing that we are going to do it. We simply copy, paste here, it will convert it into a professional document. So for your example, let me show some problem statement that I used to share for the class, right? So for example, lab exercise 4, PDF. You can see here, lab exercise. What is a problem statement? What is the core requirements? that students are supposed to fulfill, what is the complexity that they have to include, what is the things that we are expecting from the students, and what is the rubrics that we are going to use for evaluating student project. Everything we just give it as a proper document. This will be posted in the Google Classroom so that students will have a clear idea what is that we are actually expecting from the students. So in such kind of professional documentation, I use this Overleaf. So this Overleaf is actually integrated with AI so that either you can use this ChatGPT for generating content and we can post it here, or else we have this inbuilt AI in Overleaf itself where you can ask and you can able to generate the code. And if you have any errors here, that errors can also be resolved with the help of this AI. But only thing, if you want to use that AI, for that we have to go for premium version, or else the rest of the features, majority of the features are actually available for free only. So you can see this is code-based editor. If you not feel comfortable over here, you can shift it to visual editor where it looks like a Word document only. So you can see what is the content that you included, how it is actually reflecting over here. So once again, I'm just trying to reiterate. So what I used to do here. So I'll go to this ChatGPT or play this, what is that, Magic School. I'll try to generate the ideas how to deliver this particular topic to the students. And then I'll come back to this ChatGPT, generate this particular content outliner. If you want to show it as a mind map, then I will go to Xmind. If I want to dump it and if you have to give it as a presentation, I'll go to Xmind. So where I can link multiple such kind of pages. So one good advantage with this Obsidian is here, right? This is for forensics. Here I can create something called hashtag AI tools. If I click here, then when I go for search and then I search for AI tools, whichever the document that has this hashtag called AI tools, everything will be displayed. So that my task for searching for certain contents becomes much easier. So over the period of time, what happens, right? So my mind map, my graph will grow exponentially. In that case, if I want to search for certain documents or certain keywords, it will be very difficult. That's the reason these hashtags will come into handy. I'll go for the search option. Here, I'll simply search for that AI tools. AI tools, if I give, right? So 2,418 results are found and file names also will be listed. So if you want to project in A to Z order, you can see these are the documents where this AI or AL has actually reflected. So, and one more thing, in the graph also we have something called settings where we can highlight only certain things. If you want to customize, if you want to see this graph, that also we can see. If you want to adjust the node size, that we can do. So if you want to increase the threshold, like thickness, that we can see. So this is the best way, right? So I'll create the nodes for cybersecurity only one time and it will be there here. So every time when I want to teach the same subject again, I'll go here. I'll try to refine certain topics so that every time I don't want to search for materials. For one subject, I have to search in one folder, for one subject in the other folder. That can be completely avoided. Everything, my academics are here. So my personal things are here. FDP related things are here. My MDC related content here. My online BC related information is here. My research related. So since I am the coordinator, so what are the tasks and responsibilities that I used to have, everything will be here. So research related, project ideas, everything in one single place. So I will just name it, I will get the content. So instead of having multiple applications and multiple sources for managing the content, I use this one application to manage the entire content that I have. So this is one thing I personally recommend. So faculties can actually explore and use this particular tool. The same way this Notion will also work. So the one good thing with this Notion is Notion will have this predefined and existing templates to show your content in a much more better way. But I used to like this simple design. So that's the reason I just came for this Obsidian. So next, once we dump the content here, either we can show it in Obsidian or else we can show it in the Xmind. So depend upon the topic that we are going to select. Once we are done with that, we can go for student class engagement where we can use this flippity.net and we can show. And if you want to generate custom images, I already showed this Magic School. Apart from this Magic tool, Magic School, we have something called, one second. Here I just listed 1, 2. Yeah. So playground.ai, this is a very good option. So from among the available options, you can go for this playground.ai or else leonardo.ai. These two are very good if you want to generate any customized images for your content. So since we already explored playground.ai, I think we didn't take it. Let's see. This is also good, but I personally feel this Magic School .ai, what are the images that we are getting from there? It is very good comparatively here. This is also one of the options that we can explore. So I want an image of kids in sand. So here we are getting the images, but these images are not the way we are actually expecting. So if you go for this Magic School, right? So those images are pretty much close to the context that we are actually asking. So this is also one option sometimes. So if you want to have something very different, right? You can also try this. So these, instead of going for this images that we are actually getting from the search engine, right? So always we have this copyright issues also. Instead, we can go here, we can generate the images on our interest, and the same thing can be shared to the students. So even students will have this connectivity that these, whatever the images that you're showing is pretty much relevant to the content that you are discussing. So no need to spend more time in browsing. If I want to do the same thing, right? So if I open the browser, if I want to search for some images, right? I have to keep on scrolling. I have to find multiple images. From that images, if I found something, sometimes that image will be having some premium option where you can't able to download that image, or else that image will have this watermarking, right? So in that case, so this will save our time. Instead of struggling over there, you can simply come here, you can simply select the image that is required for us, and we can simply export the image. So that is one thing that we can do. Next category that we have is AI tools for audio and podcast. Here, that Murph, 11 Labs, Adobe Podcast. So these tools, I don't know to what extent we'll be using in the classroom. So when it comes to audio and video, so I personally prefer less to take it to the classroom. Instead, I will ask student to experiment so that they will have this good connectivity towards the subject and how this can be delivered. I'll give one example. So with respect to this context, so last time when we were actually handling this mobile application, so we actually asked the students to create a YouTube video where a bunch of students, like 5 to 6 students, will be formed as a group. Each student will have one character. In the topics, we have multiple topics, multiple concepts. They will take that concept as one character and they'll project themselves as that character. They'll create this role play based video and they'll try to explain the concept in the form of a role play. They'll explain and they'll record that video and they'll just post it in the Instagram or YouTube. So the understanding of the concept will be much more better for the students. At the same time, each and every individual component they are going to explore and they are going to demonstrate. So in that way, this audio related AI tools and that video related AI tools will come into handy. So anyhow, I'll be sharing these links, so you can also explore those links. So finally, for classroom engagement, I think Helen ma'am already explained about this class point. So this can be integrated directly to our PowerPoint presentation. So PPT, so that, for example, in this slide, so if I want to ask a question for the student, right? Simply I can use this Google class point. Instantly I can able to generate the question and I'll ask the student. So it will analyze the content that we have in the slide and it will generate the question. Either we can do that, or else if you want to ask this polling, right? So who will be agreeing for this point, who will be not agreeing for this point, that polling also can be done by using this Google class point. Grouper class is works same as flippity.net, but one advantage with this grouper class is this can be directly linked to Google Classroom. That means in order to fetch the students also, we no need to do this manual work. Instead, once we integrate this particular Google grouper school with your Google Classroom, then the names can be fetched directly from the Google Classroom, and you can create a class where you can have all the quiz, this polling activities. If you want to generate this word cloud, students will post the words multiple times. If the student posts the same word, that can be highlighted as a bigger size. So that can also be done. So all this classroom engagement can be done by using this grouper. So one big advantage, since it is integrated with Google Classroom, so task can be simplified and it will be executed in a better way. So I use flippity.net. It again depends upon the faculty's interest and preference. So next, what we have. Next, I'm just explaining how these tools are actually used. So Obsidian and XMind is used for linking. So next we have this Magic School and ChatGPT, where I will plan how this particular topic can be delivered for the students. Next, Napkin, flippity.net. So I already showed the demonstration how it can be used. So DID and Gamma. Let me go for this DID thing. So this is one image actually. What I did is I actually created this image. I took this image from AI content. I just uploaded here and then I gave some content here, right? And I'll have some frames. So whatever the content that I'm going to dump here, this image will try to speak. As you can see. We'll be having limited credits. With that we can, so this is one video that I created. You can see simple text only, whatever that I just had one line content. So that one line content, it will try to speak. So what students can do with these applications is, so student can create a detailed assignment. So that assignment can be pasted here. Student can take multiple pictures of the individual and they can upload here. So that multiple images with this content that they posted as an assignment clubbed together, we can able to generate a video. This can be shared in a Google Classroom as an assignment for the students. So instead of creating a traditional assignment and submitting it as a Word document, student can explore these AI tools where they'll explore and learn so many new things. And this can be a new way of actually assessing the students. So earlier we tried with this role play in a in the classroom, so which really worked good. So I tried this role play for this Java programming language, where I just gave different roles for the students. Like one is like JDK, one is like program, one is like compiler, one is like hello world. So, and they will come in a sequence and they will explain what is their role, how it will be executed. If there is an error, how the compiler will react, and how this code conversion happens. All these things they used to show it as a demonstration. So since it is worked in a better way, what we did for this semester, We just applied the same thing, and we had this particular role play based activity as an assessment. One of the CAA component, we give a topic to the students, they'll prepare and they'll come for this role play presentation. Based on the presentation and based on the report that they are submitting, we are going to give the marks for them. Maybe because of slow internet, this is actually taking time. So you can explore this. So where you can select a few images and you can copy paste the content over here. And if you click on this generate video, it will generate a sample video. Maybe this one, let us see. So here I had to paste some content. So this website is a bit slow. We have to wait for that. So this, since many of them are using this particular application, it is not responding. So maybe after some time, if you try, it will work. So only thing that you have to do is either you can paste your content here and you can able to generate the video with the available avatars here, or else you can submit an audio sample. For that audio sample, it will try to create this avatar. So either you can use the existing avatar, or else you can create your own avatar. So I hope I covered majority in this particular sector. So overleaf I already covered. So we'll come to the conclusion. So to me personally, so how these AI tools are actually helping me. So it is actually helping me to efficiently manage my content and improve the quality that I'm providing for the students, right? So whatever the draft I prepare, I will give it to the ChatGPT or any other AI tool to verify whether the content has been properly aligned or not. Any grammatical related improvement or like content quality that can be improved by using these AI tools. Since we are not actually going to directly show this content to the students, we are going to cross verify whatever the content that sometimes what happens with this AI tools is like it will start hallucinating. So when you give certain questions to this AI tools, so whatever the information that we are going to get, sometimes it might be incorrect also. So there actually the expert, the subject expert will actually plays a key role. So whatever the content that I'm generating from the AI tools, I have to cross verify whether the content generated is correct or not. Accordingly, I can modify and I can take this content to the student. Instead of me starting from the scratch, I can take help of these tools. So much of my work will be done by the tool. Only thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to verify whether the content is actually proper or not. The same tools can be used for assessment also, few tools, so which will be explored in the upcoming sessions by other faculties. So that's why I'm just not exploring much about that. The same overleaf can be used for research also, so which will be explained by the faculty. Neeta ma'am will be exploring about that research related tools. So to the context, so I'm just covering only that part. So rest will be covered by the other faculties. So right now I'm trying to wind up the session. So if there is any questions, I'm pretty much happy to answer them.
The floor is open for question answer session. Dear faculty, you can ask your doubts and queries.
Sir, actually your voice is not clear, sir. I think it is.
Gabriel, I think due to network issue, we are unable to hear you. Could you post it in your chat box?
Yeah, that would also helps. So in chart, I have one question. So how to create presentation in Obsidian? So let me answer that question, and then I'll go for the other question. Jeevita ma'am. So I'm just answering the question that you asked: how to create presentation in Obsidian? In Obsidian, when you go for this tool called Obsidian, right? Here we call this entire thing as vault. So this entire thing we call it as vault. Inside that vault, so you can see it here. So I have three different vaults. One is Christ University, Obsidian Second Brain, Christ University Vault. These are the three different vaults I have. Vaults is like a database. Inside this database, we'll be having multiple folders and multiple files. I create one folder for Java programming. Inside that Java programming, when you right click on that particular folder, you have an option called new note. When you click on that new note, one note will be created. So I'll give some random title for like Java intro. So here, if I want to have a main heading for my particular topic, I can create as like one hash space. I'll give like the main heading. So the font size, height, that also no need to worry. Everything will be actually. So it will consider, if you have two hashes, that means it will consider this as second heading. We have three hashes, then it will be considered as third heading. So accordingly, the font size and the color will be changed. If I want to have some bullet points, right, I can simply select the content, right click on the content. You have something called format, paragraph. Here you can select heading. So numbering, if I give numbering, so automatically it will go for numbering format. Or else if I want it as bullet points, right? So what I can do is simply because of this, one second. The same thing can be converted as bullet points also. Right click paragraph. Here you have bullet list. It will instantly change it into bullet points. So if I want to highlight, so one good advantage with this Obsidian tool is if you have a code block, right? So I will show it here. So I really love this feature here. So it will automatically identifies and it will be selected for which type of codes it is. For example, here have this code snippet, right? I think you can able to see this code snippet. So when I dump the code here, right? When I want to execute this code and I have to show it to the students, right? I can simply click on this Java. That means the entire code will be copied, right? So if I open this notepad, for example, see, without changing any alignment, the perfect code will be coming. So that means, so whatever the content that we have here, if you want to demonstrate, execute, and you have to show, right? This is again a wonderful option. I hope I answered your question, ma'am. So if you still have any doubts, so I can clarify that.
Sir, good evening, sir. Thank you
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
nice presentation. Actually, we are not using, I am from chemistry.
Yes, ma'am.
So if we want to arrange our document, is it possible in this because we are not using any coding or Unix?
Okay.
So how we can organize in this one?
Ma'am, in the same thing here also, we are not going to do any kind of
Oh,
coding as of such. So this is like
okay.
simple, what is markup language, ma'am.
Markup plans. Okay.
So
So
even if you are not aware
is there
about this,
any payment?
no, ma'am. It's a
Free.
free one. It's a free one.
Okay. Okay.
Only
Okay.
if you want to integrate this in a cloud where you can access this information in multiple devices, only then you have to pay. Or else
Okay.
everything will be offline in your system.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank
Even
you so
for
much,
even
sir.
for integration, you have something like you can use this Google Drive, right? You can save this particular vault in Google Drive so that you can also access in multiple devices. This is
Okay,
like
sir.
indirect
Thank
way
you.
of actually accessing this in multiple devices. Ma'am, one more thing. If you don't have know about this coding thing, right? Whatever the content that you are generating from ChatGPT, copy, paste it here. It will come into the format.
Oh, even okay, sir.
So let me show one small course. Here, if I want to copy this content, right? I'm just copying this content. Control C. Just come to CDN. So if I paste it here, right? Java intro. So nothing to format. Heading, third level heading, it automatically comes. So bullet points are automatically comes. So nothing you are going to do. If your content is correct in ChatGPT, simply copy and paste it here. Even the images that you are going to generate in the ChatGPT will also come here without any difficulty. If you want
Thank
to
you.
share, you
Thank
can simply export it as PDF.
PDF. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the clarity.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, excellent, sir. Actually, am I audible now, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now it is clear,
Yeah,
sir.
Dr. Gabriel, very useful. At the age of 59, we are
Yes.
able to catch you and follow you. It's highly useful. This
Thank-
can be very well used in our everyday classrooms.
Yes,
So
yes.
thank you for the free open sources through which we can go. Very nice, sir. Very nice of
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes.
So any other queries? So one question, can we copy images from ChatGPT and paste it? Yes, ma'am, we can do it. You can paste it in this Obsidian. So I will show that in this Obsidian. Where is that? Here. So let me show it here. Go for the subject. As you can see the image here. So when I click on this image, this is the content, right? This image is actually taken from this particular source. This is the URL where that particular image is actually available. So we are using this HTML tag. Image source is equal to the URL and width is equal to 250. We can customize this image size. Sometimes the image will be pretty much large, right? So that can't be accompanied in the document. So if I give like 100, right? Then this image size becomes pretty small. You can see here. If I want to make it larger, I can make it as 250. Accordingly, the image size will change. So only thing, this is a simple HTML tag. So you have this this less than symbol, greater than symbol. So within that, you'll be having image. Source is equal to the URL where you have that image and width of the image. That's it. So with this, you'll get this content. Even when you copy paste this content from ChatGPT, it will go in a different format. Or else you can ask, I want this particular image in this format. It will also give that. So that can also be done. For example, so let me copy this. Copy and finally convert all the images in the format. And you just give the format. So now what are the images that it has generated in this particular document context? So that will be given in that particular HTML tag. You can see here. That means you can simply copy this content. If you paste it over there, it will show. Let me stop here and I will try to. So let me copy the content. Let me paste it in some other document where we are actually checking for this demo, Java intro. Let me paste it here. So this actually taken as code snippet. So instead of that, we can simply copy, Ctrl C, come out, Ctrl V. That can be showed as image. Maybe this URL is not actually the right one. Let me check. Yeah. So see, as I mentioned, sometimes it will give this hallucinated content, right? This image is actually not exist in the internet itself. That's the reason we can't able to see that image. Let me take some image from the internet. So this is the image, right? Let me copy image address, right? Let me post it here. Ctrl V. .png. This is an additional information which is not required for this. Now, if I click outside, you can able to see that image. What is not required. So again, going into that HTML format. Here we have that syntax error. Actually, it was taking the para. We can go back and we can also correct it from here in ChatGPT itself. So we can also raise it. These images shows error. Kindly display images in the chart. Now I can simply copy this content, so it will be appeared in our output screen. So because of that hallucination, sometimes we can't able to get that image correctly. So now since we are getting all the images, so if we copy this and if we paste it here, we can able to see all the images. So this is again a different way of representing. So why I actually used a HTML tags is because of this one reason. So when the image displayed in this image format, the problem here is the image will be displayed in their actual size. If you want to shrink that particular image in a customized size, that cannot be done here. If you want to do that, again, you have to go for this HTML tag where source is equal to that URL and width you have to mention it. So that means, so directly copy paste from ChatGPT will actually include the images also. If I use this for research purposes, what about plagiarism? Ma'am, you won't have plagiarism, but the problem is for images, I don't think so. It is a problem. If it is a content, it will be displayed as AI content. When it is an image, right? So the image, whatever that you are generating is based on the custom prompt that you are giving. If the image is already existing in some other sources, in here you are going to cite that particular image. So that won't be a problem. If the image is generated by you, no problem. If it is an existing image, you have to do the citation and you have to get the permission from the authors. So it won't be a problem. So any other queries here? Okay, information. Okay. I hope I answered all the questions in the chat. Is there any other questions though? I will pretty much happy to answer.
Thank you, sir, for your enriching and wonderful presentation. You took us on a tour on various tools that especially the Obsidian and Xmind, Magic School, and FlipTNet. So I hope we all are going to explore these and use it effectively in our class engagement daily. Thank you, sir. So,
thank you.
Before we proceed further, may I once again request all the participants to kindly switch on your cameras for a few moments. This is for a screenshot to be taken for documentation purposes. Thank you.
Ruben, if you're through, you please let us know. Ruben? Ruben, sir?
Ayushman.
Yeah, if you're through with the screenshots, you please let us know. Ma'am, I guess you can proceed.
So with that, we now come to the concluding part of today's session. I request and invite Dr. Kapil Raj, Head, Department of Actuarial Sciences, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. At the outset, I bow my head in gratitude to the Lord Almighty, whose abundant grace and mercy have guided us through yet another meaningful day of learning and reflection. His blessings continue to inspire us to grow in wisdom, purpose, and service. I express my sincere and heartfelt thanks to our management, especially to our esteemed and most respectful principal, Dr. J. Princey Merlin, Madam, for her unwavering support and constant encouragement and for her visionary leadership. Madam's commitment to academic excellence and faculty empowerment provides the foundation upon which the initiative like this FDP stands a strong testament. I place on record my deep appreciation to the conveners of this FDP, the entire team of the Deanery of Academics, ably led by Dr. Violet Dayabaran, Dean of Sciences, and Dr. S. Shobana, Dean of Arts, along with the Associate Deans of Arts and Sciences. Your thoughtful planning and academic foresight and collaborative spirit have made this FDP both relevant and impactful, especially in this rapidly evolving AI-driven educational landscape. Today's session was enriched by an insightful and engaging resource person, Dr. S. Chanty, Research Coordinator, Department of Computer Science, Christ University, Bangalore. Sir, on behalf of the HEBA community, I sincerely thank you for your enlightening deliberation on AI tools for teaching and planning. Your emphasis right from the advantages of using AI for handling repetitive academic tasks, preparation of class notes, preparation of PowerPoint presentation, etc., using the advanced AI tools like Magic School, Fliptinote, Grouper, Gamma, and others made us interesting and helps us to optimize our lesson plan, enhancing our instructional notes effectiveness and enabling educators like us to focus more on creativity and student engagement through this was truly thought-provoking. Your session beautifully bridged theory with practical and classroom applications, leaving us inspired and empowered. I thank you, sir, wholeheartedly on behalf of Bishop Heber. I extend my warm thanks to all the participants from various departments of our college whose enthusiastic participation, thoughtful reflections in the QA sessions, and active engagement throughout the session in this one-day FDP made lively and meaningful. My sincere thanks to Dr. John Samuel, Assistant Professor from the Department of Physics, for invoking divine blessings through the opening prayer, setting a serene and purposeful tone for the day. Thank you, sir. I gratefully acknowledge Dr. Violet Dayabaran, Dean of Sciences and Head Department of Chemistry, for delivering the welcome address and setting the context for today's session with clarity and inspiration. Thank you, madam. I would like to thank Dr. A. Josephine Prabha, Head Department of Physics and Associate Dean of Sciences, for gracefully introducing the resource person and highlighting his academic and professional contributions. Thank you, madam. My appreciation and thanks goes to our energetic and poised MC, Dr. Crescent Freeman, Assistant Professor from the Department of Biotechnology, for seamlessly coordinating the session and maintaining its smooth flow. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to specially acknowledge Dr. Jennifer Christinal, Assistant Professor from the Department of Mathematics, for her entire support and coordination from the Deanery of Academics, ensuring the successful execution of this program. Thank you, ma'am. My sincere thanks to Mr. Ruben from the IT support for providing excellent technical support and ensuring a smooth and interruption-free virtual session. Thank you, sir. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to all those who have helped directly or indirectly in organizing and supporting this virtual FDP, whose contributions, seen and unseen, have made today's program a great success. As we move forward in this 5-day virtual FDP, let us carry today's insights with us, remembering that artificial intelligence will not replace teachers, but teachers who use AI wisely will redefine education. With this, I conclude the vote of thanks for day 2 of this 5-day FDP. Thank you all, and I look forward to your continued participation in the days ahead.
Thank you, sir. Dear participant, and an important announcement. The feedback link has been shared in the chat box. We kindly request all the participants to fill in the feedback form. Your valuable feedback will help us improve and plan better academic programs in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for everyone for your active participation.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I'm so happy that many faculties are actually raising questions, right? So it felt
yeah, they are actually using it, sir, very constantly, and they are very eager learners. Yeah. And I trust you're still in Christ, or you're...
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm in the campus right now. I thought of actually completing here, and I thought of going home.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Any queries?
Sure, ma'am. Definitely. I will also share my mail ID and contact details. So anytime, any faculty if have any issues, I can help them.
Should thank New Begin for introducing you.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
We miss him a lot in our campus.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Such a good faculty, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank
yes,
you.
Ma'am. Once again, thank you for everyone for your valuable time. Thank you. Ma'am, can I leave?
May leave, so thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Only for the link we are waiting.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You may leave, sir. Thank you
yes,
very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Participants, the chat box will be open for
feedback இது பண்றதுக்கு access கேக்குது ma'am.
Sir?
Feedback இது பண்றதுக்கு access கேக்குது. College mail ID இல்லாம.
Sir, can you log in using your college mail ID, sir?
College mail ID.
Yes, sir.
வேற எது அப்படி access இல்லாம கொடுக்க முடியாதா ma'am?
Sir, only response from our college mail ID will be accepted.
Sir, log out from your mail ID. திருப்பி re-login பண்ணுங்க sir Gmail. Otherwise, what is your name, sir?
Muthuselvam, ma'am.
Muthuselvam, sir. Just try, sir. Otherwise, I'll keep you posted.
Okay, thank you.
Just log out and log in. If not, I'll post it to you in person.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine ma'am, Kapil sir, and Jennifer for the wonderful technical takeover.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
And Ruben, hope you have stopped your recording.